Let's come up here. Hi, 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 hi. I need to get this. Oh, the chat looks like it's up. Just sorting my dog out. Are you all right? Make sure this chat is up. I never understand these. It doesn't do the whole got ya. There we go. Have you all had a good day? You enjoying the sun? Have you got summer sun? It's been really hot in England. It's been like 30 odd degrees. Well, it's just hot for England. It's not like hot for the rest of the world. How are you? Hi Daniela, you okay? Hi Kanchan, is that right? Have I said that right? I'm sorry if I said your names wrong. It is hot. It's hot in England. Yeah, roasting. Are you in England? It's been a scorcher of a day today. Oh, thanks. I'm going to a family party tomorrow, so I thought I'd wear it. Yeah, it's roasting in England. I thought I'd wear it in advance of tomorrow because it was like, it looks quite nice. Is it raining in Romania? Does it normally rain in Romania? It normally rains in England. We've been doing all right. We've had a good burst of a week. Hi Jakarta, you okay? Oh, thank you. Hi Sharon, all right love? So we're gonna do, what are we gonna do? So what happens now? I thought it was like an interesting one because it just gives you like a bit of a what's going on, where we're going, what we're doing, what's happening. If I miss any of the comments, as always, please don't think I'm being ignorant or rude or anything like that, but because they flag up so quickly, if I look down or I blink, I can miss them all. So it's not me being rude or ignorant, it's just because it's so quick and you're on my phone as well. So, okay. I might give it another minute. How long we've been on? We'll give it another minute. 222, just looked at that. I'm going to use these decks tonight. These feel right tonight. I brought loads in. I always let the cards talk to me and say which ones want to go for the reading, and these were the ones that were being picked. So these are definitely my favourites. Okay. So it is, so what happens now? We will do deck 1 and deck 2. So have a think of your person, have a think what's happening with them, have a think about them, have a think about you. I need to get your energies first. That one's gone heavy. That one's going heavier. That one feels lighter, but this one's more confused. I shouldn't tell you that before I start reading, really. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get into your collective deck 1. I'll get into your, I think I've got my comments come up slower than what you're typing them. So 1, they all come in. They all come in through. Okay. 1, Daniela, 1. That's the one I've just seen. It just says Daniela. I don't know how far back in the feed that is. Okay. 1, everyone's going for 1? Okay. So can I have the collective energy, thoughts, feelings for those that picked deck number 1, their emotions, another 1, the energy, and then can we have through their energy going to the person that they are thinking about? Can we get into their thoughts, feelings, energy processes, collective of their energy and the collective of the people watching? Try and phrase that, it's dead complicated. Trying to work out how to phrase it properly. It's alright, Aya. I think I'm on a bit of a delay. These comments are coming dead slow on the feed, are they, Sharon? Two back. Yeah, so I'm missing you as you're coming up. So I will try keep my eye out. Oh, we've got number 2. Yay! Okay. So can you tell me, please, what is happening? What's going to happen now, those that picked deck number 1? You're just in time, Aria. Deck 1, deck 2. Deck 1, deck 2. Can I have the collective energies of those that picked deck number 1? What's going to happen now? Thanks. Hi, B. 2, 3, 4, 5. I want another deck. Can can we get into their energy? These are just the ones that have come out first. They're all about you, and I want to find out what's happening with your people. What's happening? What's happening? Collective energies. Okay, what's happening with the people they're thinking about? Your cards, the people watching's cards are really good. I just want to see what's happening with the boys. Or, well, that's me being gender specific. But the other people that are watching. What's happening with them? One. I just want one more. One more. Okay, cool. Right, we're good. We're going. These cards are all right. You can all take a breather. So what's happening at the moment, most of you will be temperance and temperance. Most of you are in a period of no contact. If you're not in no contact, it is little contact. It's happening sporadically here and then. There's no set pattern to it. You're not really sure what's going on. You are feeling really confused by the situation, but what you've been doing recently, which is really good, is you've been taking a step back from it and focusing upon yourself. You've been focusing upon your high priestess energy, your empress energy. You've been manifesting like crazy. You've been pushing yourself forward. You've been looking after yourself, and with the self-love, that means that this situation has started to move forward for you now as well. You've got the strength card, gathering your strength. You've got the male next to it. He's starting to come towards you and starting to lick your hand. This is all the stuff that's happened in the past, all the trauma that's been going on. You're moving forward, gathering your strength, feeling secure, starting to feel secure within yourself, and then knowing what you deserve, how you need to be treated, etc., etc. So you're moving forward like that, standing there in your power. And this lion is kind of starting to make slow movements towards you. Some of you won't be aware that there is movements. You have got the Page of Wands. There is slow movement, slow movement. What's happening with them at the moment in their head is that their thoughts are starting to conceptualize. That's a big word. Conceptualize. Spirit. Their thoughts are now starting to turn into actions, and things are going to be starting to move forward. A lot of you are going to be hearing something if you're not in contact, or even if you're in little contact, it's going to be in the next 2 weeks. This is really quick. If you keep doing what you're doing and keep focusing on yourself, and you keep doing the self-love, and you keep moving yourself forward, and you keep doing that, that will be the pushing stone, and that will be what will bring them forward. A lot of you are being watched, not in a creepy way, but they are checking up on your social media. I've just seen a clairvoyant image of a keyboard and a thing looking at you, seeing what's happening. You can use that to your advantage as well by playing them a little bit, by putting stuff out there that they're going to be like, why, what are they doing, who they're with, what's going on. Get the seeds going in their head, because they're already starting to make movements towards you. The thoughts are now changing from negative ones into positive ones. It's because you're standing in your power now, you're gaining your strength. The negative thoughts are starting to turn into positive ones. Things are starting to move forward, and even though some of you cannot feel a shift, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's going to be these are your cards, the top ones, turning in your favor. Things are moving forward. At the moment, it's on the house. It's going to flick. It'll look the other way to you, but on me, because I'm this way, it'll flick to the heart. So love is coming back round. You haven't got long to wait now, guys. If you are in a period of waiting, if you keep focusing on yourself, you have it as your collective energy. It's only 2 weeks or so. Period of rest, healing, looking after yourself. Your divine energy is growing fast. The moon has had a massive influence on you all as well. Your energies have been up and down and round like a yo-yo. A lot of you, some of you have been feeling more stable, but the majority of you has been really affected by this full moon. And this full moon is going to be giving us stability and grounding and things like that. So the more secure that you are feeling within yourself, the more secure, like the more this is going to pull this person back towards you. So that is what's happening within you. They are definitely going to make movements towards you. They have still got some fears rising within them with the moon card. However, with this, they've just shown me that the moon is the divine feminine. They want you to see that as the divine feminine this time, rather than the shadows. You are in their thoughts. The shadows are kind of going down a little bit. their emotions, the missing, the sadness is going up, whereas you're starting to feel better. They're starting to mirror the opposite of that, so you'll feel better, they're starting to feel worse. They are working out what they want. The star card, they know that they want to make moves towards you. You are now got some choice. You are going to have some choices and some decisions that you need to make in the next couple of weeks. Once this contact comes, because it is coming, you are going to have some choices and decisions to make. So what you need to do at the moment is find peace where you are and work out what it is that you want yourself. If it is that you want to be with this person, the opportunity will come up, but you've got to play your cards right with them. So just take a step back, be nice, be fun, be flirty, be everything, you know, not the heavy intensity of it, because that'll just push them back into the fear bit, thinking, oh, it's too much too soon, I can't cope with it. I'm not getting any comments at all. I don't know where my live feed has gone. It still says it's on. So yeah, so you'll be feeling, there will be choices, there will be decisions, there will be things that are moving on, and there will, you will have to make a choice on which direction you want to be going in. And that is where you are at this point in time. So what happens after contact resolves? Makes sense, good. Good, 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 good. Okay, so in your cards, once contact is resumed, which is going to be happening, your memories are going to start coming back as well. They're going to be coming in more intensely, more the positive ones, but a lot of you have still got stuff that has happened in the past that you need to start getting over. You need to start moving forward from the negative into the positive, because if you want this relationship to go and you want a second chance as your collective energy, you've got to be, I've lost my head, it's gone. You've got to be letting go of the negative energies that have happened in the past. You've got to be pushing them to the past and moving forward with this person, if that is what you want. If they come back in contact, you can't be reliving the past. You're going to have to talk about things and talk it all through. I'm getting some of the chats now. They're starting to come through again. You're going to have to be talking it all through with him or them. Talking it through with them and making solutions and decisions. You will have to balance your emotions and your head, which one is kicking in, your logic and all that kind of stuff. Again, choices and decisions. This is feeling, you've got the Three of Cups, but this is feeling more towards a celebration with the full moon at the top again, being in the full moon at the moment as well, new beginnings. Full moons always symbolise new beginnings. So that is what's happening with you. With them, when they get back in contact, where's it going to go when they get back in contact? They're trying to keep balanced as well. They are going to try and weigh up their decisions with the Two of Pentacles. You've both got Two of Pentacles. So you are mirroring. If this is a twin flame relationship, you're definitely mirroring. Head over heart, logic over matter, or mind, logic over heart, whatever it is. They're trying to balance all of that out. What else is going to happen with them? Yeah, there is going to be choices. Hiya! There is going to be choices. There is going to be decisions. There is going to be things that they have got to put to bed as well. You will have a chance. Hiya, Stacey, all right? My feed's working now. It wasn't working before. So I'm finally seeing some of your messages coming up. So there will be choices, there will be decisions, and they're not going to be easy ones. They're going to be difficult ones. He doesn't even want to talk. What happened? Right, don't push it on him. Do not push emotions onto what you're doing. If you're pushing emotions and you're wanting solutions about things, if you're doing it in a way that is emotional and it is hard and it is tough and everything like that, and you're pushing that energy onto them, that will make them retreat and go back into fear. Thank you. They will go back into fear mode. So what you need to do is just be kind of, I've been hearing this word all week, nonchalant, which means, I've probably said it wrong, which means like blasé, like, yeah, okay, well, this happened and that happened and you're a bleep, fill in your gap, and just say it how it is, but try to take your emotions out of it, because they'll be coming back in contact. They'll be reaching out for you. That's good. They'll be reaching out to you. They will be getting back in contact. You don't want to be throwing your emotions onto them, because that will push them back into fear, because it'll be too intense, it'll be too strong. So you've got to just take its time. I miss that beauty. Neutral, yeah, neutral's perfect. Neutral, just, you know, be the fun, flirty person that the majority of you are, like, they do love you, the majority. Like, obviously, as your collective energy, there is love. So as your collective energy, when they love you, make them realise that you are still the person that they fell in love with. Because if you are getting at them and arguing with them and trying to push emotions on them just to provoke a reaction, then they're going to be like, oh, nothing's changed, I can't cope, and all the emotions that you've spent so hard in the no contact trying to push to the surface, you're just going to repeat the same pattern again. So you have to be extremely careful. They are at the moment, they're struggling to make their choices and decisions. You've stepped away from the situation, some of you have had to, but it is now your choice working on your power, and you will have to decide when the contact comes in what you want to be doing and which way you want it to be going. You will have that choice. It will be down to you. The majority of you, the choice will be on your shoulders, not theirs. So if you want to make this work, you have to let go of the past. You have to let go of all this heartache and pain and things like that. That's fine. He's making progress. So if you are getting little contact, or even if you're on no contact, the energy of your collective is still the same, that it's going to be moving. Stacey, I think you missed it, I said 2 weeks roughly. The majority of you, there's going to be some kind of communication within the next 2 weeks. If he's liking your pictures and he's looking at you and he's checking you up, they are still trying to move the situation forward. They are saying, I am thinking of you, I am missing you, la 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 la, you know. Yeah, carefree, carefree. I missed all the ones above yours, Aria. Sorry guys, they go so quickly. No, you don't deserve it, but what happens in their little heads is they find it so intense that these fears get magnified, which is always the moon card. It's always about magnified fears. It's like when you stand over at night time where you've got a shadow and your hand is a hand, and then the shadow looks like a massive, massive hand trying to get you and trying to grab you. That's the fears that have magnified. You know, that's how their head is. So if you push energy onto them and saying, oh, we need to make it work, we need a future, I want to be with you, blah, 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 these are turning into these massive hands and going, can't kite, run. And that's why they go into runner mode, because the intensity, and a lot of them have got issues from the past, issues from the childhood, things like that, which will be going on. And because of that and the intensity, they'll be thinking, well, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 blah. You can fill in the gaps, you know, for your specific situations. But as your collective, you fear, the intensity is too strong. And if it's a spiritual relationship, it's going to be intense anyway. It's going to be extremely intense. And if they don't understand it, say it's your twin flame and they're not awakened at all, they aren't going to have a clue. They're not going to have a clue what's going on. They'll be like, why do I keep thinking about them? Why can't I get them out of my head? I'm going to block them out of my head. I'm going to block them on social media. I'm going to get them out of my head. I'm going to forget about it for a while because it's too intense. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, 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 you know. And then they run because they don't know what they're doing as well. They can't cope with the intensity of it. And if it's twins again, or well, even if it isn't twins, they'll have had, because majority of people watching this channel are spiritual. Most of you are like on a higher level of spiritual consciousness. So if you're on that higher level, even then, your soulmate relationships aren't like Tim from down the road, you know? Yeah, so what you need to do, I'm sure it says Kanchan. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I'm on my phone as well, which doesn't help because it's only a little iPhone. You just keep reshifting that. Hiya, darling. Keep reshifting that focus back to yourself, because when you shift that focus, thank you. When you shift that focus back to you, then they don't become as important, because if you are focusing on the lack of someone being in your life, you are generating more lack. So I know most of you will have watched the manifesting video because I bang on about it, but there is a universal law, and it's got a really cool name, but I never remember it, so I call it law of vacuum. And what happens is when a space is created, it has to be filled by something equal or more than. So if you're there thinking, he's not texted me, he's not done this, they've not done this, they've not done that, and there is that space created, you fill it with more lack because you're focusing on the lack of them being there. Does that make sense to you all? It's a crazy universal principle, but that's how the universe works. It's all a load of craziness, so we just got to accept and go, okay, cool, it works. If it works for me, it's cool. So you have to keep on focusing on yourself, keep shifting that focus back to yourself. I've done it before when I've put a mental block up, and every time I've thought about them, I've gone, no, no, Ali, no, don't do it, and kick it out of my head, and then shift my focus to something else, like go for a walk or do this or do that, you know, just reshift your focus, realign your focus. You're going to be, yeah, it does, most of you, the majority of you, your vibrational frequencies will be the same. But it doesn't really matter, because they're still going to get freaked out, and they won't understand higher levels of consciousness. They won't understand the 5D. They won't understand the dreams. All they will see is 3D. This is my life, blah, 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 because the majority of them are less awake than you. Now, it's not to say it's not going to happen another point in time where it's going to build up and build up and build up, and they're going to be spiritually awake. But at this point in time, it's not there. So throwing spiritual stuff on them is not going to help. They're not going to get it. It's how it is. So the fears are rising. That's what's going on. Keep, yeah, I'm going to miss this, missed it. Focusing on yourself. Just keep doing that. Oh, thanks, Aya. Keep focusing on yourself. No, I'm doing deck 1, but I kind of got sidetracked. I was off on a rant. But that's what the fears are, because you were asking what the fears were. That's what's going on. So when they come back, you are going to have some choices and decisions to make about everything. And you need to focus on that, as you are the most important. I always say this to people, you are the most important thing in your own life. And if you cannot make yourself happy, then you can't expect to make other people happy as well, or the other way around, you know. The only person you will ever have to live with is you. The only person that goes to sleep with you at night is you. And you have to be okay with that, and you have to know, like, you know what, if it happens, it happens. If you have to try and switch that mind frame around. I know it's easier said than done, trust me, I know. But when you start reshifting your focus and focusing on you and focusing on loving yourself and building that relationship up with yourself, then there isn't anywhere else they can turn, you know, because you're going, right, universe, I'm amazing, bring me that person back, and they go, okay, job done, back, because you're not focusing on it, you're not creating lack. So the majority, like deck 1, you're nailing it, basically. That's what they were saying in these cards. Obviously, you are still having that focus there, and you do still need to shift it back a bit and be more aware of it. They are making slow movement towards you. There will be movement. I don't know, Maria. I don't know. Maybe if you're thinking of them too hard. Because it runs on the collective energy, it's the majority. It works, like, I don't know in other countries, but in England, in maths, what we had to do was come out with an average. So they were like, I don't understand maths at all. And they were like, add all these numbers together and then come out with the mutual energy between them all. And that's how it works with reading. So I go into all your energies, dip into all your collective energies, and pull out the mutual energy between you all. So it's possible that yours isn't as strong in the collective and it reflects on him. It could be or them. That could be why. Let me just see if there's anything else you need to know. Deck 1. There is slow movement, but it is coming. It is coming. Most of you will hear something in 2 weeks. Possible that it's going to be someone, if it isn't direct getting in touch, it's going to be someone talking about it, so you're going to hear what's going on and stuff like that. They are checking up on you, they are watching what's going on, so you need to be aware of that. Again, pathways, choices, fears, it's all the same. It's still the same stuff, but what you're doing again is focusing on yourself, and that focus on yourself will bring this steady movement towards you if you stop focusing on lack and start focusing on what you have, which sounds really difficult, I know, but they always say about being appreciative and being appreciative for what you have and where you are. And then, no, I'm going to do deck 2 in a second, I'm off on one. It happens, I go off on one. And that's kind of where the movement is, that's what happens. Okay, let's do deck 2. Can someone pop the timestamp in for me, please? Same different cards in this deck, we're going to have them. Crazy. Okay, can I have the collective energies of those that picked deck number 2, please? What's happening with deck number 2? Collective energies of deck number 2. Thoughts, feelings, emotions. Hiya. Anyone that I've missed the comments of, I'm really sorry. They come up so quickly, and a lot of them, because they have well, it looks like about 6 sentences on my phone. I miss it. Can we go into the person that they think of your person? Thank you. Get into their energy, their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions. Okay, can you tell me please what's happening? So what's happening now with deck number 2? Where are we going? Okay. Okay. What's happening with deck number 2? I'm having those 2 cards. These 2 cards were in the other deck. So we're having them. We have the collective energies for deck number 2. What's happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And can you tell me what's happening with their person as well? Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, interesting. Okay, these are interesting. These are interesting. This one's going here, this one's going here. Okay, so what's happening with you guys at the moment with deck number 2? It's almost a little bit similar to deck number 1. What's happening is it hasn't been through, I mean, you are doing the self-work and you are putting the self-work in, etc., etc. But what's happening is, whether you were doing the self-work or not, is that the universe is starting to shift this, hiya darling, trying to shift this focus to you and this person anyway. The universe is doing a job up there going, right, this and this, that and that, pushing you together. The merging energies are moving you together. And you have been, when you have been sad, when you have been low, what's happening now is there is a shift in your focus. Whether that is your self-love, whether that's work, whatever you are doing to refocus your energy and reground yourself and recenter yourself, you are doing a good job of it, which reflects that number 1. And what's happening with your people that you are thinking of is they are now mirroring the opposite of you. So we have over here the 10 of Swords. We have the 10 of Wands, we have, these are your people, the 5 of Cups, and we have heartbreak. So that is how your person is feeling at the moment. So whatever you've done, keep doing it, because you're doing great, okay? So they are reflecting on things now. They have took a step back from the situation. They're reflecting everything that is going on. A few of them, I feel, have made quite sweeping statements to you, stuff that was really strongly said. And it's took a massive impact on what you've been doing and what's going on and how you feel about this person. And that is why, again, you've took a step, you've been focusing, reshifting your focus because of what's happened with this person in the past. And well, the recent past, it feels like more, not like massively recent, but like up to 6 months ago. You were focusing on trying to make things work with them, trying to sort it out, and something happened, something went, and it completely shifted your focus, and you were like, you know what, I'm going to take a step back from the situation. Whether they left you or not, that's kind of irrelevant, because at the moment they are feeling the pain that you have been feeling. So you're starting to feel better within yourself, they're starting to feel worse within themselves, they're starting to struggle with the situation. You are still feeling like you are battling, you're going up an uphill, what's it called? Hill, an uphill hill. Going uphill, paddling upstream, you're still feeling like you've got to have your armour around you, that you're trying to protect yourself, you're trying to protect your heart, trying to protect everything that's kind of going on within your life. And you've shut the door on them for now. Majority of you have said, you know what, enough. Some of you haven't, but the majority of your collective energy has just shut the door on them for the time being and thought until something can move forward in that direction, you just keep the door shut on them. And when you shut the door on them, you subconsciously let it go for the universe to start doing its work for you. Again, Knight of Pentacles, another Knight movement. These people realise that majority of them realise they've been a bit stupid and a bit idiotic as well. They've been trying to protect themselves along the way. They've been trying to protect how they are, and that has had that impact on you again because of whatever happened in your individual situations. Your towers went, and you were now like shutting the door on them temporarily, see what happens, and they're now starting to make movement towards you. Your movement will be slower. I've just heard 4, so that could be 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years. It won't be 4 years. but it feels more along the 4 weeks, 4 months line for the majority of you. They are trying to focus, what they are doing, which you probably don't want to know about if you shut the door on them, but I'm going to tell you anyway, is they are trying to work through stuff themselves. They're trying to sort out their stability. They're trying to sort out what they're actually doing. They are thinking things through. They are adding 2 and 2 and making 10. There's no logic. What they think that they are being logical, but actually they take a step back from the situation. There isn't any logic going on at all. They are just following whatever their head is saying, and because their head is being a little bit childlike idiocy, and being a bit of a pain, that's what's going on. So they're trying to work it all out. You're still standing there. You are in the King of Pentacles energy at the moment. You're standing there protecting your heart, working out what you want, working out whether it's going to be worth it, whether you can be stable in this, whether it will ever resolve. Is it going to be like this forever? That's where you are at the moment. You also have the Strength card. You're gathering your strength, standing in your power. You are leading the pack, I've just heard, with the lion next to them. Normally the lions lead the pack, but I'm being told that actually, and again, it's never gender specific, but it will resonate. This is whoever's watching. Actually, the females lead the pack, so whether you're male or not, it's irrelevant because it's your energy. Anyway, it all works on energy readings. So the females actually lead the pack and pretend that the male is doing it, when actually he just sits there and looks pretty and does this, you know, they do all the hunting, they do all the gathering, they do all of this, that and the other. So you are calling the shots now, which is really, really good. You are trying to keep balance. Some of them have been deceptive as well, and that is going to be taking quite a bit of issues to kind of resolve if you can do it or not. You can see like this guy is still holding stuff behind his back. And you were trying to give so much of yourself. A lot of you lost yourself along the way. I always say, if you haven't heard me say it, you'll hear me say it all the time. Never cut off your arms and legs and get in someone else's mini. Don't do it. They come knock on the door, say, come get in my mini, come in the relationship of my life, and you go in and the mini gets really, really small and you cut your arms off, you cut your legs off, keep going, you know, cut your little finger off, you run out of space, you come to the end of the road and you've lost yourself because you've been so caught up in everything that has been going on that you haven't seen it from what's actually been happening, if that makes sense, seeing it from an outside perspective. So you lose yourself, and if the deceptiveness come in at that point, that will have then affected your self-confidence as well, because then you think, well, is it my fault? Have I done something wrong? Like, why have they acted the way they've acted? Is it me? You know? What's going to be happening, however, since we're talking about the past, so what's going on is things are going to be stepping forward. Again, you're going to have choices and decisions to make. Now, you need to focus on what you want at this point in time. Again, you are the most important person in your life. This person is a part of your life still, even if you feel they're not. They are still a part of your life. I've lost all my comments again, guys. It's completely gone. So I'm sorry if it looks like I'm not talking to you. I can't see anything. It's all gone. Choices, decisions, etc. This is where you're going to be. Emotions are going to be involved within these choices, but you definitely need to keep focusing on yourself and what you want. You will get the outcome that you desire with the Sun card, top card, one of the top cards in the deck. It will move forward in the direction you want it to, but you will have to feel free with this little eagle at the top. I love you too. I love you all too. You'll have to feel free for this to happen. You know, you've got to feel unchained to the situation, unchained to the outcome, and move it forward. Yeah, again, I don't know if, Kieran, if you, I'm getting the comments again now, I don't know if you got caught deck 1, but I talk on that about focusing on lack. I don't want to kind of repeat myself and bore everyone, but how when you focus on lack and them not being in your life and how that creates more lack and it spins the process round and it goes on and on and on. I'm doing manifesting plans, so if any of you guys want your specifics doing to get what you want, shout me and drop me an email and we can get that going for you. We've got the Queen of Cups energy. You are still emotional. Your emotions are still kind of, but you're on the right way. You're focusing on yourself. You will have your Sun card. You will have your new home, and you can either be with someone else that you can bring in, manifesting, if that is what you desire, or you can bring this person back to you. But if you bring this person back to you, there has got to be a lot of forgiveness on your part. Majority of you, they haven't got much to forgive. It's more your part that you would have to forgive them to make this work, and whether you can do that or not, that will be down to your individual circumstances and what's actually happened. But there is a need for forgiveness and there's a need for peace. Even if you and this person never started again, I'm not saying that is going to happen, because there is going to be contact, there will be movement. But if you decide like, oh, a Christian, it's gone. If you decide that you want to move this situation forward with or without them, it's going to be down to you at the end of the day. I was talking to my guy. My guy's called Christian, by the way. And I go, Christian? Forgotten it. Some of you might be struggling with your memories a little bit at the moment. I know I'm always scatty with mine, but it's the full moon energy. So it's like going in one ear and out the other. And even though I'm channeling, it's gone. So if you're struggling with that as well, you will have your victory in the end, deck 2. You'll have it all. It will work. It will work out. But you just got to keep focusing on you, what you want, gathering your strength, thinking it all through. And then when you know what you want and you thought about it and thought, what's going to happen? What do I deserve? And what do I actually want? If I take all my emotions out of it, what do I actually want? Then you can start working towards that and manifesting it and getting it to you quickly. This full moon has been horrible. Horrible. So that is deck number 2. So they are just making slow, steady movement to you. They're feeling sad. Everything that you have been feeling is now reflecting back on them. 5 of Cups, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords. You're feeling like you're still fighting, feeling like you're going on this uphill battle. You're still trying to protect yourself. They're still thinking of making movements towards you. They haven't quite done it at the moment. They're trying to get more stable to come and talk to you, feel more stable within themselves and everything that's happened. And there is, again, a lot of them have got to forgive themselves. There is going to be choices and decisions that you lot have to make. You've got to roll with the merging energies. You've got to try and, if you want this to work, you've got to release the past. And you will have, in the end, that's their card, 10 of Wands, you will get your strength and your Queen of Cups. That's where you're going now. That's where you are heading this week. You'll be getting into your strength and Queen of Cups. And then from there, you get your victory and your Sun card. And that's deck number 2. So it's okay. It's okay. You've just got to keep focusing on yourself and what you want from the relationship and whether this is something that you want to progress or not. This full moon has been a killer. It's been a nightmare. My emotions have been crazy. Crazy. I'm always dead affected by the moon anyway. Always dead affected by the moon. Have any of you got any questions? I've missed it all. I don't know why the chat's not coming up. So I'm sorry. I'm not being rude. Ah, I shine a light. I am like a walking light. My neighbour come out earlier, and they were like, I just got back in, and they were like, do you do readings? And I was like, I've had to stop doing local ones because I'm on YouTube and it's gone crazy busy. And we've been on 5 weeks and 4 days today. 5 weeks, 4 days. Crazy busy. But it's good. I love it. I love it. And I love helping you all. It's been ace. I'm loving it. Any questions? Because this chat's been rubbish. Some of you are getting. Yeah, extremely. I saw that had been extremely whatever. I missed that after extremely. Oh, thank you, Kieran. I missed what it said after extremely, but if your emotions have been everywhere and you've been feeling like rubbish and you've been doing really, really well, and then suddenly you're like, oh my God, freak out, everything's got burdened. Yeah. And a lot of you are purging as well. So all these past memories and that have happened in the past and all the crap that you've been through, they are being purged in your body because you're more spiritually developed. What's happening at the moment, there's loads of purging going on. So purge, let it flow through you. If you're feeling crap, allow yourself to feel crap. It's okay to have a shit day. Just let it all flow through you, let your energy go. You know, I always try and see like a diamond light and push it right down through my feet when I'm feeling like, oh my God, I'm purging. You know, all these memories that you thought you were over years and years ago suddenly come up and you're like, what? Where's that come from? Yeah, the emotions are everywhere. And remember, the full moon energy is always 2 days before the full moon and 2 days after as well. So it's great for me and my tarot decks, but for you lot, and for me myself, it's horrible because I get it all through the full moon. How was the full moon? How was your spiritual bath? Was it good? Did you have some Epsom salts? Bang on about them, they're great. Put some crystals in your bath, some Epsom salts. That'll clear your energies as well. Maybe like some tourmaline or rose quartz. Hi, Indonesia. Anything like that. I'm really sorry the chat was being rubbish. I'm a bit gutted about that. I have to do another one. Shock, shock, horror, horror. I had a text message, being in England, I'm going off on one now. I don't know anyone else from England, but I had a text message from a water company today saying, please be vigilant with your water. We are having a water shortage. It's like, it's not that hot. Well, it is hot, but it's like a water shortage in England. Very strange. You know, it doesn't normally happen in England. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. So what I'll do, probably, maybe next weekend, I don't think I can do one this week, so it's probably going to be next weekend. If not, it'll be the start of next week. Got a bunch of private ones to get through, and loads of manifesting plans for everyone to make your world all perfect. Is it? Have you had a text saying that there's no water? It says stuff like, please don't use your sprinklers and hose pipes. I was like, yeah. That was my best British accent. Please don't use your sprinklers and hose pipes. All right, guys. I'm going to love you and leave you. If you want to book a reading, obviously email me. If you want to book a manifesting plan, then email me. If you want to find me on Instagram, then find me. I'm pretty contactable. If you follow me on Instagram, I always say it, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been following you back unless it says private. So if it says private and you want me to follow you, just say, text me or message me and say, oi, Ali, follow me. And I'll make sure that I do it. Canada's hot. It's been roasting. It's been roasting in England. All right, guys. I shall see you soon, my little button moons. Be good. Take care of yourself and keep focusing on yourself. Keep gathering your strength. Keep going. We're all in it together, right? Everyone's in it together. Love you all too. You're gonna be. You just got to keep rocking, keep going, keep manifesting, get into your power, and from then everything will just fall into place. But it just takes time. That's the problem. And upstairs, there's no such thing as time, which is even more annoying. So I was saying this to someone the other day because, sorry, I've gone off on one again. I'm off on one today. They were saying, can these readings work at any point whenever you watch them? I say, yes, of course they can, because there's no such thing as time. There's only energy. So it doesn't matter when you watch a video, what time you watch a video, because there's no time. There's only energy. So I go into your energies, and that's how psychics can dip into the future, because there's no such thing as time. It's just energy. Crazy, hey? Thought to leave you on. All right, guys, take care. Bye. Mwah. Bye, bye.